Imagine being a critic of a powerful figure and then, suddenly, you meet a tragic and mysterious end. Welcome to the realm of Russian politics, where dissent is not just a matter of free speech, but sometimes a game of life and death itself. Over the years, numerous critics of Russian President Vladimir Putin have faced untimely and often suspicious ends. High-profile figures like Alexei Navalny, Boris Nemtsov, Boris Berezovsky, Alexander Litvinenko, and many more have all met tragic fates after openly criticizing the Kremlin. These incidents, shrouded in mystery and intrigue, have stirred the international community, raising concerns about the safety and freedom of dissent in Russia. It's a chilling narrative that serves as a stark reminder of the dangers faced by those who dare to oppose the powers that be. Today, we delve into the stories of these brave individuals who dared to speak out. These critics were not just ordinary citizens, they were prominent figures in the Russian society. Let's get to know them a bit. Alexei Navalny, a fierce anti-corruption activist, openly challenged Putin's regime. His bold stance was met with a near-fatal poisoning, the traces of which led back to the Kremlin's doorsteps. Then there was Boris Nemtsov, a former deputy prime minister turned opposition politician who was shot dead on a bridge near the Kremlin. Boris Berezovsky, once a close ally of Putin, became a vocal critic after falling out with the president. He was found dead in his home in England, an alleged suicide that left many questions unanswered. Similarly, Alexander Litvinenko, a former Russian spy who defected to the UK, died from polonium-210 poisoning, a radioactive substance. His deathbed accusations pointed at Putin. Ravil Maganov, a human rights activist, was found dead in his apartment under suspicious circumstances after he exposed several cases of police brutality. Anna Politkovskaya, a fearless journalist known for her critical reports on the Chechen conflict, was gunned down in her apartment building. Sergei Magnitsky, a lawyer who uncovered a massive corruption scandal involving Russian officials, died in prison under unexplained circumstances. His death led to the enactment of the Magnitsky Act, a U.S. law targeting Russian officials implicated in human rights abuses. And finally, Alexander Perepelichny, a businessman who blew the whistle on a multi-million-dollar corruption scheme, suddenly died while jogging, an event that raised many eyebrows. Each of these individuals had two things in common: their outspoken criticism of Putin and the Kremlin, and their untimely, often suspicious deaths. These individuals, once vibrant voices of dissent, now silenced in mysterious circumstances. The world watches as these tragedies unfold, raising eyebrows and questions. Concerns reverberate across borders, spotlighting the safety and freedom of dissent in Russia. High-profile critics of the Kremlin meet untimely ends, and the international community is left in a state of unease. The outcry is deafening. Human rights organizations, political figures, and ordinary citizens alike demand transparency, accountability, and justice. They call for comprehensive investigations into these deaths, their voices resonating in unison for a cause that transcends geographical boundaries. Each incident is a stark reminder of the perils of dissent and the price some have paid for voicing their opposition. It's a narrative that's all too familiar, yet it continues to shock and appall the world. The international community is left grappling with a chilling question: who will be the next critic to fall in the face of opposition? As the list of fallen critics grows, the world continues to question, who's next? The tales of these critics are chilling reminders of the risks dissenters face. As we have journeyed through the murky waters of their stories, a pattern emerges, one of tragedy and unresolved endings. These high-profile figures, from Alexei Navalny to Boris Berezovsky, Alexander Litvinenko to Sergei Magnitsky, all shared a common thread: vocal opposition to the Kremlin. Each one, after their brave stances, met untimely and suspicious ends, their deaths shrouded in layers of mystery and speculation. Accidents, suicides, assassinations, the labels vary, but the echoes of their silenced voices remain. The international community has not been blind to these incidents, their concerns over the safety and freedom of dissent in Russia growing with each passing year. Yet, despite the outcry, the shadows continue to linger, casting long and unsettling silhouettes across the landscape of political dissent. Questions remain unanswered, investigations lead to dead ends, and the truth, it seems, is as elusive as ever. In the end, the fate of Putin's critics remains a haunting mystery, echoing their silenced voices.